What's up, everybody? We have Jordan here who is here to talk about something that we recently introduced into the program called sports betting arbitrage. And this is a way to make money with sports betting without betting. It's a way to make money with no risk, sports betting with no risk, even though that's like an oxymoron, but it exists, I promise. And Jordan is here to talk about it and all the success he's had. So I'll get into it. Well, Jordan, first tell everybody like where are you from? What do you do for a living? Or do you own a business? Give everyone the quick rundown.
Yeah, so born and raised in Denver, Colorado. Currently live in Aurora, Colorado, like 20 minutes away from Denver. So I'm a acquisition specialist for a real estate investing company. So I go out and find all the off market and investor, properties and find those for my job and my boss, and we buy, fix, and flip them or wholesale them. Yeah, so that's pretty much me.
Sweet. Cool. And how did you find out about like me or Major League Profits? Was it like a Facebook ad or something?
Yeah, so been into sports cards before, as I mentioned to you. Just try to buy boxes and try to open them, find cards and stuff. Did it when 2020 when everybody was doing it, and kind of got away from it. Just kind of realized there wasn't when I was doing it, just the money wasn't worth it or whatever. So then I just happened to see your ads on TikTok, and Instagram, and Facebook, and it kind of piqued my interest again. So I watched a couple of videos, and sorry if you can hear the kids
It's
crying in
all
the
good.
background.
It's all good.
Yeah. So I clicked on it, watched a couple of your videos, and it's always been in the back of my mind because I knew there was money to be made in it. One of my really good friends, he does it, and not to this extent, but he's the one who got me into it. Just watching your videos, I was just like, oh yeah, this is a no brainer, exactly what I wanted to do. I was looking to add a second stream of income on top of what I'm already doing, something easy, something exciting too, worth, to pick up cards, get them graded and all that. So yeah, I stumbled upon you on Facebook ads and TikTok ads.
Cool. All right, sweet. So saw an ad. It's obviously about sports cards, but in our upper end program, we actually teach you how to make money doing two things: the sports betting arbitrage and the sports cards. So I know you've made actually all your money and you just went full force with the sports arbitrage stuff. So can you explain that to someone like someone that's never placed a sports bet before in their life? Like, what is it? Like, how are you making money? Like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah, no, and full transparency, I was a full blown DGen at one point. Just betting more than
Yeah.
what I should. So I've always dabbled in sports betting, but bet it off emotion. Watching UFC fights and betting on the guy that I wanted to
Those are
lose.
hard, man. UFC fights are hard to win.
Yeah, exactly. And just really having no really knowledge in sports outside of what I know and see and instinct and gun. I was like, oh, I think they'll win. Um, so yeah, and it's really gambling. It's a 50% winning, probably less depending on the
Less.
odds. 40, 60, 30, 70, whatever.
Yeah.
Placing 12 leg parlays.
Oh, those are
Trying
the
to.
worst. Yeah, it is. It is sport. People don't realize this. Sports betting is like sitting down at the roulette table, right? It is. You can get lucky one day and win, sure. It is statistically impossible to win in the long run. I don't care who says what. If you are betting with like FanDuel or DraftKings or any of these casinos, it is statistically impossible. Just like roulette, there is no strategy for roulette. The
Nope.
math is against you. You will never win in the long run. Period. Bottom line. But
Exactly.
continue. Continue.
Yeah, no, and you're 100% right. I would pay handicappers, $200 for their picks and
All
anything you
bullshit,
think.
right? All
Yeah,
bullshit.
bullshit. Yeah, it's stupid, dumb stuff. Wasted my money. Probably, again, full transparency. Probably lost over $10,000 sports betting the
I've heard
dumb way.
worse. I've heard way
Yeah,
worse. So
yeah. Like I've never, never put the mortgage or anything crazy like that, but definitely did lose a lot of money I shouldn't have. So I gave up on it. Just kind of thought it might have been an addiction or something. Moved forward. It was like I'm never going to gamble my money again until you brought this opportunity, and it's a no brainer. You can't lose. People are like, oh, impossible, impossible. It's like no, like you can't lose. No matter which way you do it. I don't know if you want me to go full in depth of exactly, it's placing two bets.
Yeah, explain
Um,
it a little bit. What is sports betting arbitrage and like the risk-free bonuses? Like, what is it?
okay, so the how I explained it to, when people ask me is, okay, so I'm obviously a Nuggets fan. So imagine, the Nuggets over is 110 on DraftKings, and then on FanDuel, it's, the Nuggets under 110. But the odds are staggered enough to where if you place a bet on both of those lines, it's staggered enough to where you're going to lose on one, but you're going to win on another, and you're going to make a little bit of a spread on it, and to where you profit. So they're either going to score over 110 or they're not going to score over 110, and it's a guaranteed win, and you profit a little bit. What I was really successful was the promo codes. So I'm sure everybody's seen, Caesars has $1,000 sweat free bet. BetMGM just dropped a $1,500 sweat free bet. So basically, what that is so you place a bet for $1,000, and if that bet loses, then they give you $1,000 credit into the site. So it's like a win-win. So this amazing site that I'm super grateful for. Could I say the name of the site?
Leave it out.
Okay, got you. So this amazing, super great site that if you come aboard and you get to find out about, they find discrepancies in sports betting lines. So they check across every sports book that's domestic, and they find these discrepancies, and you place a bet on both, and there's enough. The odds are staggered enough to where you take a profit. So yeah, so it teaches you how to convert these bonuses into cash, and by doing that, you hedge. Typically what I've done is, so I placed the underdog bet on these sweat free bets bonuses, and if they lose, I mean, everybody knows underdogs are more likely they're going to lose. I've hit on some, which is nice, but for the most part they lose. So you lose that bet, and then you get $1,000 credit. You hedge it with another site, so you take that profit from there, and there's a different spread in there that you take home, and then you get to do it again, and then you convert it fully into cash. It's really sweat free, and with the arbitrage, you're placing two bets on the same game, same line, same spread, same. There's just different stuff really that you can place a bet on, and you're guaranteed to win. Over, under, Nuggets, Pelicans, whatever. It's you're placing two separate bets. Um, you're going to lose on one, but you're going to guaranteed to win. Either one's going to win, and you take the spread. So with doing that for the past month, I've really honed in on it, and really took it serious, and used a lot of my bonus bets that you when you first sign up, and they're for new customers, obviously. So when you first sign up, they give you these bets just as an incentive to gamble on their sites. So I took full advantage of all of them, and really used them to my advantage, along with arbitrage betting and EV betting, which is a whole nother thing that I won't really get into, but something. There's just three sources that you can make income within this site.
Yep. Cool. Okay, sweet. Got it. And I want to ask you how much money you've made, but I know you have a thing where you could show people. Why don't you pull up your screen real quick and show people your profits? And while you're doing that, I know some of you guys watching this right now are probably like, no risk and make money. And when I tell people about it, I literally have to tell them like, yeah, I know it's gonna sound too good to be true, but just hear me out. And it's crazy. It's like crazy, and there's no time delay. You could literally start making money like tomorrow, which is pretty crazy.
And I made
But
money
yeah,
the first day you told me about it. As soon as you told me, and I got signed up and everything, I went straight to it. And like I said, I got to work and was taking full advantage of everything. Yeah, and I'm like, well, it sounds too good to be true. And I was like, for the one time ever in life, this thing's not too good to be true. There's no like.
yeah. Yeah, you're even when so our sports betting coach, his name is Chad. When he first told me about it, I didn't believe him. I was like, "You're full of crap. I don't believe you."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an amazing opportunity. You want to pull up your screen, share your
Yep.
screen,
Yep.
show people what you got. If you're enjoying the content of the video and want to learn how to make a side income with sports cards, I spent the past 3 months putting together a training to show you exactly how it's done in detail. Sports cards has allowed me to live a life beyond my wildest imagination, and I'm thankful for the hobby every single day. That is the reason I teach sports cards, and I'm so passionate about it. At the end of the training, we offer a paid program where you can work closer with me. However, I do not want you joining until you've watched the training I put together. It will show you exactly what's inside the program and how to make money with sports cards, and from there, you can make an educated decision. If you'd like to sign up for the training, either scan the QR code on the screen or text the word Eric to 973-755-9486, or click the link in the description. Just to repeat it, if you'd like to sign up and watch the training, scan the QR code or text Eric to 973-755-9486, or click that link in the description. Now let's get back to the video.
Yep, and Chad's the man. He's just his knowledge and everything in the industry is, it's completely changed my mindset on just sports betting, and it's really, really changed the game for me. So this is my bet tracker. So last week I made $4,700. 47. Let me get it right because I want to boast every penny. So $4,743.95 in the past week. And in the past month, I started February 17th. So let me pull up February. The only day I lost was my first day because I had messed up and didn't know, not to get too in depth, but they kind of cap you on certain things that you can bet, mostly player props. And I didn't know it was capped. So that was the only day I lost. And, whereas some people would just give up and be like, sure, this just don't work. And I was like, I know it works. I just messed up. And then I just went full blast. I mean, look at every day is a green day. The only day I didn't make money is when I wasn't betting. So, for the full month, since yesterday was my first month in, I've made $13,819.06.
Wow.
That's like crazy for me to say, and just even hear that, just saying it out loud is wild. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Like even as someone like myself, like who owns a business, like essentially you started a business, right? That's what you did. And like,
yeah,
there's no business on this planet where you could like make that in the first month. You always lose money, and there's always like an investment cost, and there's always a ramp up period. Like with sports cards, the minimum, like, right, it takes 4 to 5 weeks for these cards to get graded and start to go. But like, yeah, I feel like people watching this are both like kind of get the vibe. Like we're both mind blown still, even though you've obviously done it and made money. But yeah, it's pretty wild. What you could do. And what last question I'll leave you off with. So $13,800 in exactly a month. What like what are your plans like with this extra money? Like what do you plan to do with it? Like quit your job, side income, more vacations, nicer car? Like I don't know, what do you plan on doing? Or just like keep it?
Well, first, I'm gonna get in the cards. That's exactly why I'm here. I like you said, I kind of just really went full in on this and was just like, I wanted to try to do both, but I was just like, let me really hone in and dive into this and really squeeze it for everything that I have. I had a personal vendetta against the sports books because what they've done to me in the past.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm coming back for my 10,000 and some. So, my goal is 20,000 within 2 months. And I'm going to pour the money into the sports cards because again, that's why I'm here. I still believe in that. I think, it's just, capitalize on one thing. And we've talked about it before is, capitalize on one thing. Once you capitalize on it, either automate it or move it into something else and put it into something else to make it grow. But yeah, I mean, me and my wife are going to Vegas in next month for a friend's wedding.
Don't gamble too much.
No, man, I'm telling you, when I was like, I had a point where I could have gambled and it was like a over and under. I missed the play, so the odds went up, but it was like a over 130 or whatever, and the odds jumped up to where I would make less. Or I was going to make, I think I was going to make like $200 off of it, and it dropped to like 100. And so I found another odds that I can do. So it was over 130 and a half, and then under 129 and a half. So if they would have scored 130, I would have lost both. And I was like I kind of want to make a little bit more money. And I was like, you know what? Like I'm not losing. Like I haven't
Did it hit
lost.
did it hit 130?
No, I didn't bet it.
Uh,
I was
well,
just like,
I'm curious if you did bet it, would it have hit 130 or it didn't hit that
no,
yet?
it went over
Okay,
is what
gotcha.
happened.
Okay.
Yeah, but just like that little thought to where like, a little bit of a
Yeah,
gamble. And even
that
Chad
discipline.
mentioned, yeah, like kind of like, especially with March Madness coming up, like taking some bets. I'm like, I'm one track mind, 2020 vision. I'm not worried about gambles. I'm not worried about, 12 leg parlays, none of that mess.
Yep.
But yeah, we're going to Vegas, and this is, I don't really come from too much, and to have this kind of money is crazy to me. I mean, there's years where, with the sports betting and what I do on my full time career, I haven't made that type of money in a year. Like, so to hit these numbers and make this money on top of this, I made more this year doing this than I have on my full time job. So,
Wow.
and
That's That's pretty great. That's
yeah,
can't go wrong with that. What last actually this is the last question. I'm sure before you joined the program a month ago, like you saw the potential, you saw what this could all do because you understand the world of gambling. But I'm curious, like if you told your wife or girlfriend or parents or whoever like what you're getting yourself into before you made this money, what would their reaction? What would it have been? And then what is the reaction now that you've showed them like, hey, like I've actually made some bread?
and full transparency again. So, my wife's obviously known that I, was a little bit of a DJing, and so she fully against sports betting, hates it,
Oh boy.
as far as me doing it. And so when I
Yeah.
told her, I was just like, honey, babe, you can't lose. She's just like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So I was like, all right,
Yeah.
she's like, do what you want. It's your money, whatever. And I'm like, all right, watch. I'm going to show you. And after the first week, I showed her my phone with the bet tracker, and I was like, look. She's like, how? So I broke it down to her, uh, showed her exactly how it works, and she's like, "This is too good to be true." And I was like, "But it's not.
But it's
It's
true. But
not."
it's true. Yep. Yep.
It,
Great. Yeah, that's great. Yep. That's the way to do it. Show them once you make money. It's
yeah,
a lot easier
exactly.
that way.
Yeah,
But cool. Well, dude, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you sharing all this information. It's the craziest thing is you made 13 grand and like now we're getting to the best part of the year to do this stuff, like with March Madness and baseball and all this stuff.
yeah,
So it should be crazy. But yeah, I'm glad this stuff has literally changed your life, which is pretty phenomenal.
yeah,
I appreciate it. I'm gonna give this a post to like, our Discord, maybe YouTube, and I'm sure
yeah.
people will reach out to you saying, bro, how did you do that? Can you show
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I'm willing to give back. Anybody has questions or anything, with your permission, I'm willing to help people. This could really change people's lives. This is bettering my life, but I could understand how this could really change people's lives. And to go off of your question, we're paying off our debt now with majority of this money. That was kind of my working out with my wife to like, it's going to go straight to our debt. But obviously we're going to Vegas, but we're going to pay off our debt and we're going to move back west where we kind of grew up. We're a little bit east of that now, so we're going to buy a new home with that. So we're going to start the process. Obviously go
Beautiful.
on vacation. I told you traveling's everything to me. So, I'm all about making memories and taking my kids all over the places I didn't get to see as growing up. But yeah, just like I said, I just, made as much as I did. That took me 2 months of hard work and, cold calling and all that stuff just by sitting back here and watching, messing with sports and putting the
What do
money
they
in.
say? What do they say? Work smarter, not harder, right?
Exactly.
That's the old
Exactly.
saying. Well, man, keep crushing it. Hopefully we could do another one of these calls in a few months where, you made 13 grand now, maybe you're up 30, 40, 50 grand or something like that in a few months. But yeah, keep crushing. I'm glad this stuff has changed your life. And I appreciate you coming on.
And no, I appreciate you, man. Really, this is really thanks to you. And I really, you're changing lives out here. And, and I haven't even got started in the best part, which is the cards, and so once
Yep.
that comes, I'm
Cards is
like,
good.
yeah,
Yeah, you got the arbitrage down, get the cards down too. You have both wheels turning. Maybe
hmm
quit your job. I don't know.
yeah,
Think about
exactly. Or hire
it.
somebody to do it.
Or you could do that. Well, Jordan, it was a
Yep.
pleasure. Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.